2-0 Cleveland Bros versus the 2-0 Tampa Bay Luxrays. PPL D1 Season 5 Week 3 is live. So, I have a nice, easy decision. Who am I going to lead? I'm going to lead Pelipper. Pokemon Trainer Chris, Monotui, sending a challenge. I have never beaten Mono. I am 0-3 versus him. D2 twice, and then we played, 0-4. And then in 2 tournaments we played in. So, like I said, Pelipper is my lead. He leads Klefki, and I'm like, awesome. Klefki, what are you going to do, Toxic me? I expect him to have, like, Light Screen, Reflect, Spikes, Magnet Rise, and here he goes for Spikes. So I'm just going to go for a nice, easy Scald, because he's setting up these hazards right in front of my Defogger. And turn 1, I get a crit. I don't get the burn, but I get a crit, and he shows leftovers, which means, you know what, he probably doesn't have screens. So I'm just going to keep on scalding away, because if I can kill this Klefki, Mamoswine has a good time, Scolipede has a good time, Kingdra has a good time. He goes for the T-Wave, and that sucks kinda, but he doesn't Toxic me, so I can just recover and be cool. My moves are Scald, Hurricane, Defog, and Roost. No U-Turn. That was a change I made last minute. I got rid of U-Turn, put on Defog. So here I know he's not staying in. I'm just going to Defog away the Spikes. Because if you're telling me to trade a Paralysis on Pelipper for 80% health taken off of Klefki, I'll do that all day, every day. He switches in his Licky Licky. And I'm like, what are you going to do to me? You can't Toxic me. I can burn you. And then Roost. He throws off a Wish. And I go for a Scald, and I'm like, hey, burn, 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 no burn. And he shows leftovers. So I got a little bit of damage off of that. He's sitting at about, 85%. And if he wants to Wish pass into his Klefki, I'm just going to go for another Scald. But here comes his Swampert. And I'm like, alright, what's Swampert going to do to me? I Scald. Big damage because it's a crit. Not only a crit, but I get the burn on Swampert. And that is fantastic. As you can see, my rain stopped. And you're like, whoa. Wouldn't you want the Damp Rock to extend the rain? Because I brought the Kingdra. But you'll see why I don't have the Damp Rock later. This thing, he cannot touch me. Scald does negligible damage, especially outside the rain. He goes for his Stealth Rock. But knowing Monotui, the genius that he is, well, I get paralyzed, so I don't get any more damage off on this Swampert, which would have been nice, but if I only get paralyzed once every 4 turns, then I'll be cool, and this match will go nice and smooth. But like I was saying, knowing the genius that Mono is, he knows I'm just going to Defog away these rocks. He knows it. He can't touch me. I'm just going to Defog away. So this gives him a perfect pivot out into his Victini. He knows I'm not going to Scald. He knows I'm just going to Defog. And he knows a Bolt Strike will kill me, so I can probably switch out. But I'm not switching out because he's setting up a substitute. I sort of thought maybe he would want to go for V-Create, expecting my Ferrothorn, because if I had like Rocky Helmet, that would do more damage to him than it would do to me. And if he's Scarfed, he'd be Starfed. But regardless, he is a substitute leftovers Victini, and thank God I stayed in. And thank God I made the change. So why don't I have Damp Rock on my Pelipper? Because as you can see, he's going for the Bolt Strike, and I have the Wakan Berry, which means I can live this Bolt Strike, and as long as I don't get paralyzed, I can do big damage to the Victini. I am a primarily specially defensive Pelipper, but I have enough defensive investment to where I can live this Bolt Strike, and as you can see this next turn here, what's a nice switch into a Bolt Strike? Probably a Choice Scarf Mamoswine, which I brought last week, which would have been pretty good this week. So he goes for the Zen Headbutt, and I live on 4. There was no roll, unless he was adamant, that a Leftovers Victini could kill me with that Zen Headbutt. I was living 100% of the time. I expect him just to kill me off, but instead he doesn't. So here comes his Shrek 2. Last week he brought a Choice Scarf Swampert, and that was fire. That was awesome. But now he goes for a Stealth Rock. As I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Roost. Pelipper can 1v1 the Klefki. It can 1v1 the Licky Licky, kinda. It can 1v1 the Gliscor, hopefully. And it just has a pretty good matchup. It can Oko the Hawlucha. So Pelipper has a pretty good matchup from this point on. I decide to roost up. A second time, as I'm paralyzed, I go first, which means, yep, here comes the roar from the Swampert. So I really expected him to only bring Swampert and not bring the Gliscor. He roars me out into my Kingdra, and I'm like, he's burnt. He can't really do anything to me. I can just... Do I reveal my awesome set right away? I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep bluffing that I am a Swift Swim Kingdra. I'm just going to drop a Draco. I could have set up right here, but I just dropped a Draco. And you're like, set up? What could I set up with? Well, as you can see, this Draco meter going off against a max HP, max special defense, licky, I get the crit, dies. Any other set of Kingdra does not kill this, not even a Specs crit could have killed this, but I am a Scope Lens Sniper Kingdra, and that 12.5% chance does double the damage and takes him out. So here, I'm like, whoa, I didn't prep for Hawlucha at all. I'm just going to go for Surf. Can I get a 12.5 chance? 12.5 chance. I kill it. And no, I don't kill it. I have nothing for this Hawlucha. And so I'm just going to sack the Pelipper. I know I said, oh, Pelipper 1v1's this, and this. But it's paralyzed. And I need my offensive minds to sweep his team. But then I thought to myself, well, wait a minute. Hang on a second. He's +2. He didn't go for sub right here. I might be in trouble. Because if he's Yachi Berry, he wins the game. If he's Yachi Berry, and he doesn't miss high jump kick, he sweeps me. So I go into my Adamant Life Orb. I'm not Adamant. I'm Naive Life Orb, Mamoswine. I go for an Ice Shard. And he switches out. So thank God. Thank God. He switched out. At this point, I'm going to play. You'll see me play from this point on as if he is a Yachi Berry Hawlucha. That is a worst case scenario, as he is Yachi Berry Hawlucha. So, like I said, I'm Naive Nature, which means that this Swampert is not a good switch in, because a Life Orb 60 special attack investment, freeze dry, killed, dead, gone, see ya. Get out of here, Swampert. More Life Orb, recoil, and here comes his Klefki. And looking at this from here, if I could get 3 or 4 or 5 Icicle Crash hits, I could kill this thing. But I switch into my Scolipede, expecting him to Magnet Rise. I expect this thing to have... But he goes for the Flash Cannon. Like I was saying, I expected this thing to have Magnet Rise and Spikes and T-Wave and Dazzling Gleam. I did not expect him to have Flash Cannon at all. Did not expect a Flash Cannon, so I thought I could switch in on his Magnet Rise. As he goes for Magnet Rise here, expecting me to Earthquake. I made Lumberry, and then I could set up a sub and be at good health. But I go for the Aqua Tail, I miss, and that could have killed. That was, I'm pretty sure that was a roll to kill. I don't know what his investment was, but I'm pretty sure that would have killed, or at least it would have put him in Ice Shard range, and I could have just cleaned up right then and there with my Mamoswine. But here, now I'm expecting him to go for the T-Wave. I'm expecting him to go for the T-Wave, so I set up a Swords Dance. And I realized, if I expect him to T-Wave, I should have just gone for sub. And, but I think after his leftovers, he was not in range for the Aqua Tail. So I went for the Swords Dance. And that sucks. So now Klefki was in really low health. Now he's back up to a respectable amount of health. And knowing his full set now is T-Wave, Flash Cannon, Spikes, Magnet Rise. He can't touch my Kingdra. And I know he's going to T-Wave, but like I said earlier, on his Licky, I could have set up if he didn't die, and that would have been better for me, but whatever. I go for an Agility. I'm back to neutral. My set is Agility, Focus Energy, Draco Meter, Surf. All I need to do is set up 2 Agilities And I am in good shape. I hope this thing stays in. Stay in. Throw up a spike or something. No. He switches out, and he is going into his Gliscor. And I'm like, hey, hey, this is awesome. This is awesome. I think I can win the game. I'm pretty sure I win right here, right now. All I need to do is go surf twice on this thing. Surf against the Hawlucha. Surf against the Cliff. Oh, I get paralyzed. But we're in good shape. We are all right. Not the end of the world. Sure, Kingdra's not going to help me sweep, but he's going to help me take out this Gliscor. Because now I just go for Sir. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Double para on the Kingdra. Not a good day in the neighborhood. Not a good day in the neighborhood. Maybe I should have, instead of setting up the agilities, maybe I should have just surfed the clef key, but whatever. So I'll go into my Ferrothorn to get up Stealth Rock. Get up a Stealth Rock, but he goes for taunts. As I cannot go for the Stealth Rock. Because remember, like I said, if Hawlucha is Yachi Berry, he can live in Ice Shard at the range. I want to get him in Ice Shard range. Because I know Mamoswine from this point on is so important. And here, I used to have Power Whip on my Ferrothorn, but I replaced it with Thunder Wave. And I clicked Fight to see if I still had Power Whip, but as soon as you click Fight, it doesn't let me choose a move because it just automatically locks me into a struggle. So that was my fault. That was on me. I did more damage to me than I did to him, and I'm like, well, shit. Well, shit. Well, shit. I am in bad shape right now. But he switches out. For whatever reason, he switched out. And goes into his Clef Key. As I switched out and went into my Meloetta. And I'm like, okay. Not the worst shape right now. You got a chance. I know he's going to T-Wave here. I know he's probably going to win a T-Wave here, but I know he can't break my sub with a Flash Cannon. So he T-Waves, I set up a sub, and I do damage to Captain Keys. If I can damage Captain Keys enough to where Mamoswine can take it out, I can win. But he switches out. As I go for a substitute, and I'm like, that is a best case scenario right there. That was the best case scenario. But wait, it gets better. Because I get my leftovers, and this Gliscor is slower than me. So my 84 speed EVs is enough to outspeed him. I go for the Psychic, and as you can see, I get a crit. So that's cool. I get a crit. As he goes for Taunts, which is another best case scenario for me. Now all I need is another crit, and I can kill the Gliscor. Get another crit. There's been a couple Haxie here, Haxie there. Both teams got haxed. Poison heal off. One more crit isn't going to hurt anybody. Just let me come on. I go for Psychic, and I don't get the crit. Unfortunately, yes. But what I do get is something better. A special defense drop. As he Roosts. So he reveals Roost, which is good for him. I wish he didn't have Roost. I wish he just went for Earthquake there, because then I could 2-hit KO him. Easy peasy. But he Roosts. Good on him. But he has a special defense drop. And all I have to do right here, go for Psychic. Keep doing damage. Go for Psychic. And I'll be set. I will be set if I can get rid of this Gliscor. So another Psychic goes off. Big damage. He's not living another one. He goes for Earthquake. And breaks my sub. So Meloetta now is at the point where High Jump Kick from Hawlucha does not kill. Meloetta is at the point now where a Psychic can kill this Gliscor. So here, I should have predicted his switch and gone for the Shadow Ball. Should have gone for the switch. But instead, I should have subbed. Subbed was probably my best play here. I should have subbed. But instead, I just go for the Psychic, hoping to kill. And that's good for him. He's making these straightforward plays, the plays he needs to do to win the game. And now I know he's going to go for the T-Wave from before. I know this time he has no reason to switch into his Gliscor, because it's 2-hit KO'd. He's going to go for the T-Wave, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to risk it. My taunt wears off. I'm going to go for a substitute. I'm going to risk the rolls, but he misses. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Awesome. I was super hyped right here. I was throwing my arms in the air, having a good time. and I'm behind a sub against Klefki, which cannot break my sub. Now I can win the game. All I have to do is get a special defense drop with Shadow Ball. 40%. If I get this special defense drop right here, I win the game. So Shadow Ball goes off. Soaring Grace, 40%. No. Unfortunately, I do not get it, and he flash cannons me. Which means that, yes, he doesn't break my sub, but another Shadow Ball is not enough to kill. So had I been able to kill him with a Shadow Ball, I would have won right here, right now. The game was over. I mean, maybe he could have done a couple more switches, but even then, it still would have been over. So I go for another Shadow Ball. Maybe they get a crit. Crit, 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 crit. No crit. You bring him to the red. Unfortunately, he gets to break my sub. So, right now I have 3 options. 1, Shadow Ball, get paralyzed. Shadow Ball, kill the Klefki. Looking back on it, that was the play I should have made. But looking at King Jaw, all I had to do was not get paralyzed, and I would have won the game there. I didn't want to risk more paralyses, so I thought of another way to win, and that was to switch out, and if I got into Mammothswine, that would have been cool. But had he predicted my switch into Mammothswine and gone for the Flash Cannon, that would have been trouble, and I would have lost right there. So I decided to make the nice, safe switch in, and we're going to play long-term goal. He goes for the T-Wave into my Ferrothorn, and right now, all I really need to do is get up a layer of Stealth Rock and get off a Leech Seed onto this Klefki, and I think I can win the game. So right here, I'm thinking maybe he's going to switch into his Gliscor and hardwall me, but he decides to go for Spikes, so as long as I don't get paralyzed, I am in fantastic shape. I go for Stealth Rock, and I get the Stealth Rock up, which means Hawlucha is in Ice Shard range no matter what. So now all I have to do is get Klefki in the range to where Meloetta can kill with a Shadow Ball, and I'm golden. I'm golden. Even, I don't even need that. All I need to do is just, I just need to just win. Just win. Go for a Leech Seed right here. I go for Leech Seed, but I get fully paralyzed as he gets up his second layer of spikes. But even worse is he's getting off Leftovers Recovery. So now I'm like, Klefki, the pain that it is, I just need, go for Leech Seed. He goes for spikes. I go for Leech Seed. And I'm praying, please hit. Don't get paralyzed. No paralyzed. I hit, so thank you. Thank you, Jesus. I get up the Leech Seed. This is huge because Klefki is going to lose health, and that is my biggest concern right now, is for Klefki to lose health. So now I'm like, well, now what do I do? Because he can't touch me. Ferrothorn hardwalls Klefki. But what he could do is he could switch into his Gliscor and taunt me and hardwall me there. So I decide he's switching. There's no doubt in my mind he's switching to go for a double Leech Seed. And I go for the Leech Seed, I don't get paralyzed, and I hit the Gliscor. And right here things, again, are looking good. So now my mindset is he's got Stealth Rocks up. He's got 3 layers of spikes up. Klefki is not the biggest problem. I think I win. All I have to do is keep Gliscor to a mount where Ice Shard can kill. So if he's like max HP, max defense, I think it'll do like 87% max. So I just need to keep him below that. And Leech Seed helps tremendously. Here he goes for the Earthquake, predicting my switch into Meloetta, which is fantastic because I decide to help whittle down that Klefki. I am going to get up a layer of spikes, and this ensures me the game. I'm pretty sure I win right here, right now. So here, he's getting whittled down. He knows I could probably go for another layer of spikes. So all I have to do here is sack off my Meloetta. Sack off my Meloetta, and I win the game. So I'm going to switch out, half expecting him to taunt, half expecting him to roost. Keeping this thing to a low amount of HP would be ideal. But the spikes, the leftovers, whatever, he roosts. which means Meloetta gets leftovers, gets Leech Seed, and puts me at a pretty decent spot right now. I thought about going for sub and forcing him to taunt me. But I mean, he could just go for Earthquakes, break my subs. I would get more. I think I would get more back with the Leech Seed and the leftovers. I'm not sure. I didn't fully invest in this idea. I thought just go for a Shadow Ball and get the 40% chance to lower the special defense. Go for the Shadow Ball, and I'll get it eventually. But he goes for the Earthquake, and I'm like, that's doing a pretty hefty amount of damage, and the Leech Seed is only counteracting, is being counteracted by his Poison Heal. So, I'm at good amount of health. I'm still a 2-hit KO range away. All I'm doing, go for that Shadow Ball, Serene Grace, 40%, lower that special defense. I don't get it again. And this Earthquake is doing a pretty hefty amount. It's the point where, no, I can no longer live another Earthquake. So, the good news is I've put him in a range where Ice Shard kills. And that's all I really wanted. Was to put him in the range where Ice Shard kills. And hopefully put him in a position where if Hawlucha does have sub, he can't go for it. So I go for Psychic to do as much damage as I can. And lo and behold, I get the special defense drop, which is just ridiculous because I've gone for like, what, 3-4 Shadow Balls and have not gotten one. But I go for 2 Psychics, which is only a 20% chance to lower them, and I get both of them. So that's neat. That's Pokemon for you. But here I go into 1-1 the Mamoswine this time. And that Stealth Rock hurts, but that Spikes hurt, and now I don't know how many Ice Shard, leftover hits I have. So I go for the Ice Shard, not making any predictions. He goes into his Klefki, and I'm like, oh my god. He's going to take 2 Life Orb hits. I'm not going to have any health left and die to the freaking Hawlucha. So Ice Shard kills, and right then and there, I'm like, did I do it? Did I win? Because I know for a fact I have at least 2 more Life Orb hits left. If I didn't get one there, and Klefki would have taken 2 Life Orb hits, that would have sucked. But he goes into Hawlucha, and I'm like, well, Yache Berry, I'm pretty sure, is a guaranteed kill now. And he makes a double into his Gliscor, and I'm like, well, maybe he's Citrus Berry, and is hoping to pop his Citrus Berry. Life Orb gives me, lowers me down after I kill the Gliscor, and it's like, yeah, I have 1 more hit. And I know that even if he's max HP, max defense, if he gets a Citrus Berry, Ice Shard would still kill. But he's at below 50%. I go for Ice Shard, no berry goes off, and I kill the fucking Hawlucha. And oh my god. 1-1 lives on 5 HP, which is awesome, which means even if Klefki didn't die that one turn, I still would have killed him. Oh my god, I beat Monotui, and I am in first place of the PPL. I'm not going to spoil anything else, but I was in first place last week, and because I won, I'm still in first place. But I beat Monotui, something that I had never, ever done before. Something that not many people do. I don't mean to suck Mono's dick too much, but he's a damn good battler. My first 2 weeks, I had no resistance. I was on the front foot the entire time, and I pounded them into the ground. This week showed that I can compete with the best players in draft format. So that was awesome. That was fantastic. The most hacksy game. If you go back and look at the hacks, it was even on both sides, but I had some where, had I not crit the Licky Licky, I would have set up on that and maybe would have done more damage. Regardless, who cares? If, ands, or buts, what happened, happened, and we pull off the win. So that's cool. 3-0, Cleveland Bros. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week as I take on the Bouffalant Bills in Makati. So, first time that happens, and I hope you watch that one.